1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hi, my name is Bryce. Welcome back to VHS Play, where we are playing Final Fantasy VI and recording it all on VHS. Last time, we went and found ourselves a Cyan, and in fact, we're going to switch out some party members here. Just one, actually. We're going to switch out Gao for Cyan, for reasons. Just real quick, you do in fact have my sprint shoes. That's fine. Hey, Mog, you can hold on to some sprint shoes for a little bit. Hey, Terra. Say some things so I can hit no, and then we can try changing our party again. So, Cyan, congratulations. I'm going to use you for once. And this is purely because this gives us a chance to use Cyan ever. Don't worry about it. Cyan has been unimped. So, again, we have Cyan set up to be our imp, so we're not going to give him a white cape no matter what. We could give him that, but he really doesn't need it when he's got the imp spear and is an imp. What? Ooh, actually, Marvel shoes would be pretty decent. Don't mind me, I'm just staring at this of, do I want to make him go Dragoon on this? Because he could. I'm not sure. Alright. So there we go. We have Cyan as an Imp Dragoon instead of being, you know, his usual self. Words, they are in fact hard. So hey, of course we have to get our requisite menuing out of the way because, you know, every episode has to have way too much menuing. Let's go. The time has finally come for us to do this thing that I have been just not doing for a long time. Just real quick. I may have done this dungeon twice on my own time just to ensure things go smoothly, and rather that I don't miss anything. So, welcome to Owzer's house. Stay away. This was not here, like, just flat out was not here until after trying to go up the stairs. Stay away. It's Owzer's diary. Read it? Yes. Just spent an absolute fortune. It's my largest painting yet, so I won't be able to put it with the others. I'll decide later where to display it. Read the next page. Notice came from Zozo today. He wanted me to see his work. What a waste of time. Bought a new stairway lamp at the item shop. Expensive, but one flip of the switch and everything's bright and cheery. I invited over an artist from Collington, about as talented as a bucket. Something's happening to me. Started when I had that picture painted. And I've started hearing odd noises coming from downstairs. Diary ends here. Well, everything's bright and cheery. Everything's fine. So this is something of importance. Actually, let's just run around. Hey, it looks like a treasure chest. Picture of an old urn. We checked all these things out before, right? Was there always a painting of Gestalt here? And in fact, what if we talk to the Emperor twice? Somebody, I think it's at the Colosseum, some guy's just like, talk to the Emperor twice for a secret. We get the Emperor's letter. The letter reads as follows. The treasure is hidden where the mountains form a star. That's pointing us towards Locke. Because the star-shaped mountain, etc., etc. Some armor. So yeah, all just a bunch of paintings. The still life of flowers. They almost look alive. What? Attacked by paintings. Well, that's not great. So this is apparently, this is really the only thing that was like missable in this section, is this nightshade. Hey, there we go, we got the Pearl cast. So that's what Pearl looks like. Apologies if it comes up a lot. It's kind of bright, and poor Mog doesn't hit particularly hard with it. But when Celeste gets that Pearl, that Pearl chance, it has generally been doing like full 9s of damage. Picture of a lovely lady. Darlings. Got ourselves a Moogle suit. Alright, note to self, I need to actually pay attention to people that are maybe going to level and what they can do with those levels. And also I should throw an Esper at Cyan, since he actually needs to learn spells still. Well hey, and also, a door appeared. Real quick, who's in danger of leveling? Mog, you're up next. Mog, we are going to make sure that you get a Bismarck. There we go. So many choices of things that you could learn. Let's throw Phoenix at you because that's, you know, useful. And I still only have the one strength up to, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know where the other strength, which Esper is the other +2 strength on level up. And we'll get there. There's a reason I'm going ho and hum about things about that. Ooh, she wears dark and spooky. So apparently, all of the enemies down here have various suits of like the tabby suits. These cats in particular will drop tabby suits. All like the dancers and ladies will drop Moogle suits, or not drop, but have a steal chance of these things. This is a neat dungeon overall, quite frankly. So the best part about all of these Moogle suits and animal suits and everything is that they can be eventually upgraded to Genji Armor, which Locke is not using. Locke is using Force Armor instead because of that that 30% chance of, you know, avoiding damage, and also I think it does some amount of like absorbing elements. Anyway, Genji Armor, as you can see, is it's pretty beefy. It's got real good defense, it's got real good magic defense, it's got plenty of people can use it. So it's kind of one of the better armors in the game, and also we don't need any more animal suits because we have behemoth suits, which are way better. The one thing is that the So we are going to be doing some things wrong. She's gone. Fun thing about this dungeon is it is kind of a weird little puzzle maze sort of thing. Also interesting is that after going through this door, the lights turn up a little bit. Anyway, only the Moogle suit is really notable for any particular reason, and that's just because it can change your sprite to be a Moogle. And that's just delightful. Alright, Mog gained his level, so time to trade out. Let's throw a Palador at you. You can hold on to a Bismarck just in case we level. It is surprisingly good experience down here. And, well, hey, there's Pearl again. I don't know why this is, like, this is happening so much more from Mog's Lance than it is from Celeste's Illumina. They have the same chance and everything. Found a potion. There's another pearl. Alright, Mog. So, for all my humming and hawing and otherwise being wary of going into this dungeon for time, I think we're actually going to finish it up real fast. Our sets. Okay, everybody's good. I don't think there's anything down in the corners. This photo might, or this painting might look a little familiar. So still life doesn't really do much. It just gives you the death counter. But as long as we kill it fast, there's nothing to worry about. There was nothing to worry about. And well, hey, we have a door again. Don't mind me, just double checking that people are not going to level up. I really do love that painting of Maria or Celeste. It is not 100% clear which one it is. I do love that she turns. Just whenever you reload the area, I think. I don't think it's deterministic. I think it is just a flat-out chance time. I think it's this one. So the other door will just spit you back earlier into the dungeon. And so we have, hey, there's a familiar face. And there's a nice painting. And then there's this guy. But please, help the painting. The painting? Oh, there's a monster hiding inside my prized painting of a goddess. A monster? Oh, yes, and now it's nearly impossible to get it to show itself. Ah! Well, we can't attack the masterpiece, it would be inexcusable. Woof. Who are these numbskulls? No one is going to remove me from this fine new painting. Don't know why Shardnook went Brooklyn Brooklyn thug, but okay. The girl in the picture is mine. You can't have her. Okay. So this is one of those mild puzzle bosses, which I should have set up Mog to do more than fight. Oh well. Also, he doesn't have anything, so should have set up Block to just fight. I think we'll wait at this point. So this is one of those fun bosses where it's just like you don't want to attack the painting, because I've done this before twice. I'm just going to wait for a moment because yeah, that's the fake you out moment where it's like it switches. Hey, look, there's two of them, and now there's only one. You don't attack the goddess painting. You attack only Shardnook the demon underneath. And until then, you just kind of wait for the swap to happen. Right, Mog still has the Thunder Shield. Alright, well, we've got 2 attacks going on the painting. Oops. And apparently, it heals from Holy. Oh no! I've been fooled! Cast away something. I need to turn those messages down when I go to record. All the message and battle speeds are like really set to high because of, you know, the whole doing farming stuff. Cast your energy away until, I think. So yeah, now we just have a pretty heavy bleed effect where we are just losing life consistently. which luckily is not that bad. This can't be. Ooh, 6 magic points. Great, great. Hey, relax, the monster croaked. Oh, thanks for saving the day. Those pictures were more precious to me than my own life. Huh? What are you talking about? Now, what was the monster doing in that picture? Oh, it all started when I bought the stone at an auction house. I took one look at it and suddenly felt I needed a portrait of Starlet. I asked several artists, but none could muster enough skill. It was then that I heard about Realm's amazing ability. I brought her here and put her to work. But while she was painting, that thing came along. It must have been enticed here by that stone. Where is the stone? Oh, the stone? Oh, over on that bookshelf. This is magicite. Oh, I don't need any more bad luck. Just take it and go. Starlet. Oh, I have to go, but fear not, I'll be back to finish this painting. I'll be waiting for you. And just like that, we have Realm. And we are like only 20 minutes into the episode, and 5 minutes of that is me menuing, because, you know, that's what I do. You know what, heck it, we'll just go to the inn. That's not the inn. This one's the inn. Now the question is, do I want to keep Cyan around? Not in the immediate sense. We have a few more errands today, and we should do those, and those will involve having Realm in our party. And if they're going to un-imp Cyan if he's not in our party anyway, we might as well not re-imp him. So, well, hey. Let's do it. Let's go get that madman. Real quick, I forgot to, yeah, that's fine. I just need somebody with sprint shoes. I think we have 2 people with sprint shoes right now. Okay, Cyan. First of all, let's just take that away from you. You don't need it anymore. Let's get Realm into our party. In fact, she can have top billing for now. And... so, I don't have Realm's ultimate weapon yet. 2 reasons. One source is betting the... where is it? So we have these heal rods. We have 2 of them because there are only 2 in the entirety of the game. One we got from the burning house in Thamasa. The other we got from the falling house in... was that Miranda? Not Miranda. Zen? That sounds right. Anyway, we can bet these in the Colosseum. The problem is, it puts us up against a pug, which you would know better as a Tonberry, but those things, which are brutal. And you know the one that I fought in the treasure chest, like the oh no, Monster in a Box version? That's not the same thing. That's not the same actual version of a Tonberry / pug in this game at all as the random encounter type. The random encounter type, if you attack them, they have a pretty much, I think it's just a guaranteed counter if they use this thing called Cleaver twice, which is just a mean physical attack. The other thing that they do is worse. they use this thing called Step Mine, which does damage equal to the number of steps divided by 32. You can see my step counter down there is kind of high, so heck, it does like a good like 3,000 somewhat damage, and it's like a 100% hit, unavoidable, so even Celeste with her like perfect evasion can't survive it. So yeah, that route's kind of not working for us right now. So right now we'll just leave her with the Man-Eater just because it's like, maybe. Don't want to just give her a rod instead. Doesn't matter. Oh, however, something that does matter is you'll notice that she has this cat hood thing. The cat hood is her ultimate headwear. We'll just arrange our items and then remove it so that it's easy to find. That's not the one. This one. Cat Hood picks up all possible GP. So what that means is it doubles all of our GP gains from battle, which is pretty cool. Also 50% damage from like 6 of the core types of elements. So that is Earth, I keep trying to say Poly instead of Holy or Pearl. Earth, Pearl, Wind, Lightning, Ice, and Fire. All 6 take half damage. And also, it's just got +2 speed, +4 magic power, good defense, and also some magic block percent. It's a real strong hat. And the thing is, once we get her ultimate weapon gives her a 30% magic block chance. So with this current layout, that would push her up to 99, which is within the realm of within the realm of getting her into that perfect magic block percent chance. Hello, door opening on its own. Don't worry, it's not haunted. It's just a crummy door. Allow me to explain a little bit further. In this room, there is like I usually record with the door closed, and it often will pop open a little bit because it's not a good door. That's the super short version of that. Also, A to go. Where am I going? We are going to get our next character. Somehow managed to spend another 5 minutes in menus. Welcome to VHS Play, where we are playing menus. That's what I do. I'm sorry. It's the good stuff. Yeah. Oh, you old fool, you're still standing. Realm? Oh, is that you, my dear? You're alive? No, idiot. Of course I'm all right. Oh, I'm so happy. Did you think I was gonna check out before you, old man? Oh, you're as foul-mouthed as ever. Bless your heart. Come along now. We're all glad to see you. Oh, well, I'll be. All right, make room for me. I love all of the character animation that they just pour into Realm in that little bit, like just her reuniting with Strago and just it goes through a gamut of emotions. It sure does, of her being just like, come on, like of course I wouldn't, but also I'm so mad at you, I'm so happy to see you, and just like the dukes up little animation, just making great use of all the little poses that they have. Hey, everyone. Let me see the light in your eyes. This old man here hasn't given up yet. We'll pull straight going later. Let's see. I'm looking at my recruiting clock. What do we... There's one more character that we should get. You know what? We might have time to do it. Let's do it. Let's try it. This is the last character. So, everyone that we've found so far, we have seen somewhere in the game prior. Even the Yeti, who we saw like lurking around the corners of Narsh. And up here, we still have this weird little triangle island with this tiny little forest, a bunch of mountains. Let's actually like double check everybody's gear real quick and make sure Realm has things to learn. Oh, do I want to get her started? Yeah, probably. Maybe. Oh, right. So Starlit. Starlit is apparently, I don't know if it was originally Lakshmi in the original Japanese version of Final Fantasy 3, 6, whatever. I don't know if that was originally Lakshmi or if, or like, was it changed to Starlit as like as a localization process, or did it become Lakshmi later when things happened? I don't know. It's one of those things if I don't know my history well enough on that, but apparently this is actually Lakshmi, who does show up in like Final Fantasy 14 at some point, and the sprite art is actually the same design visually, and it's always interesting seeing how much of like the sprite work and just like there's always the lineage of things in Final Fantasy, and like seeing things in sprite form and then seeing it in like beautiful 3D in Final Fantasy 14 is just like, it's gorgeous. Anyway, that's just a, hey, here's a neat thing. However, ultimately kind of useless because it teaches it teaches like these basics real hard. So it's like, hey, did somebody not learn the core stuff early on? Here you go. You need 4 magic points to learn Cure. You need 5 magic points to learn Regen and Remedy, and I don't know, 6, 7 magic points for Cure 2. Great. So like this is the just learn the important stuff, and also has Cure 3, so you can get more people learning Cure 3 at once. However, Phoenix teaches it faster. Let's see, what am I going to throw on to you? I think we'll go for Phoenix. Yeah. Alright. Also, we're going to need to remove our Moogle Charm for a bit. You know what, Realm, you can have top billing. We never run around as you. Say hello to the Zone Eater. Say hello to me doing nothing. Munch, munch, munch. I really should turn those battle things down. The message speed, that's the word I'm looking for. So this is one of those fun little secret things that, now that I think about it, I don't know if Celeste can be hit by this because she does have that perfect block. We'll find out. Alright. Does not matter. You know what? I really want to run around without... Like, I really, really want to run around without the Miracle Ball. Words are hard, speaking is difficult. Anyway, it would be nice to run around without the Moogle Shoes, but again, I do really want to get all of our characters before we start hitting levels harder. So anyway, welcome to this little secret dungeon. Where apparently there are, like, these guys. Genji Armor, great. Good stuff. Magical Brush, great. That is largely useless. It has so little attack power. Like, this is the problem with, like, Realm's whole brush weapons, is just, like, they just don't do anything. Like, they don't do anything special. There's just, like, no purpose to them. Aha! A fake mustache. So, fake mustache is, it's a fun thing. Changes sketch into control. This makes it to where I don't fully understand how it works because it's one of those things I never really did, and also I'm afraid of the sketch bug, so we won't be making use of it. But it does things. It changes sketch from, instead of like doing the sketch and doing a random attack out of the enemy's specific sketch ability list, it makes it to where you have some control over that enemy and you get like a list of control spells, which is essentially the list of things that can show up from excuse me while I focus for just a second to make sure I get over here. Hooray, a Zephyr Cape. Essentially, it's the things that you can do as sketch, but you get a list of them and you get to choose which one. And that is actually like pretty handy at times, especially for learning some of Strigo's lores. That's the word. Goodness. Anyway, control is neat, but I'm afraid of the sketch bug, and I think the control stuff still doesn't like protect against that, so we'll not really see any of it, because basically I'm treating Realm as a beefy little mage. Look at that magic power. Like, okay. I was not upset until just now. Look at that magic power. She's got 68 magic power. Scroll over to Celeste, who I've been specifically building as a mage forever. 66 magic power. Like, still outclassed by Realm. Just hot dang. Anyway, welcome to this guy, who we've never seen before. Ever. Not once. Especially in the West, where we didn't have Final Fantasy V. Shrouded in odd clothing. Is this a man? A woman? Or should we ask? We should not ask. So this is Go-Go. This is like... Oh, we'll get into weird things here in a second. Creature. Named just creature. I'm Go-Go, master of the simulacrum. My miming skills will astonish you. Yes, I have been idle for too long. If I deem you worthy, I'll mime your actions in battle. But first, you must tell me what you are doing here. Actually, we were looking for you, don't mind me. What an unusual tale. But I sense that you're trying to help make things right again. This should be fun. When do we leave? Let's go. So, yeah. There we go. Did it. Dungeons sure do go faster when you have Dungeons go real dang fast when, you know, you have a Moogle charm and can just not deal with anything. But anyway, congratulations, we now have all of our characters. It is time for me to take off that Moogle charm and actually start leveling again. Where is Go-Go hiding anyway? So let's pull Go-Go in for a second. We'll also pull Umaro in, and then you've got my sprint shoes, and that'll do for now. Party is now complete. Go-Go, we're going to get into some of the weird rumors of this game. But first, notice we cannot equip. We can give him relics, but we cannot do anything with Umaro. We can check what his gear is, thankfully, with the that like equip all trick, and boy howdy, Go-Go, you sure have some garbage. Mithril junk. Unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing much of Go-Go in this playthrough because I'm going to stick with like core story characters, so this might be the last you really see of Go-Go in Umaro. However, Go-Go is weird, where Mog has fight, dance, magic, item, and like most of the characters follow that situation where it's fight, special thing, magic, item. Umaro has nothing because he is an uncontrollable character. He just does stuff. Something's weird here. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things does a lot more. So first of all, you'll notice that Go-Go only has this mimic command. Second of all, you'll notice there is a cursor here. And boy howdy, look at all of this. Basically, why is sword? No, because he can't use sword tech because it's a he doesn't have a sword. So, well, hey, there you go. This is what Go-Go does. This is what makes Go-Go special as a character. Aside from the weird internet rumors, we'll get to that in a second. He has to have Mimic, but we can give him fight, magic, item, and he can have, like, there we go. Let's try that again. Magic and item. There we go. He's almost a regular character right now with fight, special ability, magic, and item. However, he can't equip Espers. But look at all these spells he knows. Where did he learn these? He doesn't, like, we just got him. How does he know all these spells? The answer is, he knows whatever spells everybody else does in the party. So that's how his magic works. He doesn't actually know any spells, he can just do them, because other people in the party can do them. He can have, like, we don't need to give him magic. We don't even need to give him fight. Like, why would we even give him fight when we could give him steel and then also give him a thief glove, and then steel becomes capture, so he can do, you know, a slightly different fight. And why would he even do that when we could give him tools or, you know, throw? And why, like, we never use items anyway. Asterisks, sometimes we actually do. We could give him rage or dance. Any rages, let's... Look at all these rages he knows. It's all of the rages Gao knows. So, like, that's the mechanical weirdness behind Go-Go. He's actually, like, one of the best characters for that reason. He's also kind of one of the worst characters because if you look down at his stats, those are hideous. 25 vigor is pathetic. 30 speed, pathetic. 20 stamina, pathetic. Magic power 26, pathetic. Just flat out, his character stats are terrible. But his versatility is incredible. So he can do, like, all of this stuff. He can know all of the lores that Strago, whatever his name actually is, whatever. He can have all of those. He can do sketch. We can have 2 chances at the sketchbook. He could also equip the fake mustache and therefore do control. We can give him blitz, and he knows all the blitzes that Sabin does. So we could have 2 extremely bright flashing screens with with Bum Rush. He could do tools, and that's neat. He could do sword tech and be as useless as Cyan. He could just have items. So many items. Just items for days. Like, ultimately, he's a pretty neat character. He's also, his stats are really bad. But, I mean, he's only level 35. We've got 64 levels that we could play with if we really wanted to get max level and +2, I don't know, magic on every one of those levels for 64 levels. That's 128 magic that, oof, that would hurt. That would hit real dang hard. And that's all without even talking about his Mimic command. The Mimic command will redo whatever you last did. So, like, if, say, he's in a party with Mog, and Mog has his 4x jump thing, and he does a jump, Go-Go would then do a jump if he follows that up. And that's really powerful. Like, that can do some cool stuff. And there are some other things that we haven't even gotten to yet that are, like, extremely powerful combinations that when you then mimic it is just like, hey, do the same thing again, but for free. Mild spoilers, there's a thing that will let us cast like 4 spells at once. Mimic, following that up with do 4 spells at once for free. Real good. So anyway. Is it 4 spells or is it 2 spells? I don't remember. Anyway, just casting that much is like really powerful. Sure, we'll set him up like that for now. Do I even have a spare Thief Glove? Also, the Zephyr Cape, I kind of joked about it. Or did I even say anything about it? I said we got one. That's about it. Also, we need to go back into that dungeon at some point. There's a thing down at the bottom. Anyhow. Zephyr Cape would be a decent item if, you know, the evade chance wasn't broken. It gives us plus evade and plus magic. So, wham. Looks like I do not have a spare Thief Glove. But we could find one. We could find one somewhere. Anyway. That's Go-Go and Umaro. Unfortunately, we're going to put them off to the side. Let's go ahead and switch our party back to how it used to be. Let's grab you and you. Wanted to keep Mog in the party. There are 2 empty slots over here. Don't mind those. Those are, in fact, actually empty. Cool beans. So we're going to dive right back into that dungeon, because we do need to run into those guys on the bridge. They will knock us off and make us fall in the pit, and then we can get to the other little bit of things there. You know what? Let's actually do a save real quick, and then... Well, hey. So, Go-Go and internet rumors. This is where we get into weird things. So, Final Fantasy V was not released in the US for a while. I have a Moogle charm on, don't I? Yep. So, Final Fantasy V didn't get released in the US until, I think it was Final Fantasy Anthology? That's just rude, dude. So, that was like a PlayStation 1 re-release of Final Fantasy VI and Final Fantasy V together, and I regret not buying it. Anyway, so that was the first time we saw Final Fantasy V over here in the States. However, Final Fantasy V had existed previously, of course, blah, 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 words and stuff and rambling. The main thing is, there is an encounter with a Go-Go who is a master of mimicry in Final Fantasy V. And the character art between the two is the same. Like the full-on, like, this is what this character looks like in full. That sort of, like, Yoshitaka Amaro concept art sort of stuff. It's like these characters look exactly the same. They're just the same. They look the same. And like in the Final Fantasy V version, where it's like this grand, this really grand, you know, full battle view boss sprite. Like you get to see what this character looks like in full. There we go. Bunk. It's neither. And a red jacket. Red jackets are actually pretty good. Let's... I have given one of these already to, how's this? Legendary Grappler Spirit. I got one of these from the Coliseum, and gave it to Sabin. It has fire, just no effect from fire. It's got some decent defense. I think Edgar can always do better, but it is pretty much the best stuff for Sabin. Anyway, that's all we came back in here for. Back to Go-Go. So, Go-Go existing in Final Fantasy V, and then also existing in Final Fantasy VI, raises some of those, like, continuity questions of, you know, this is Zelda timeline nonsense, where it was like, back when it was fun fan theories and, like, just like, ooh, how could these be connected if they actually are? I really wish I had a better, like, venue for me to just ramble on about things at the end of episodes instead of just standing around on a world map or flying around aimlessly. I got nothing. Anyway, somewhere we are going to go soon. Do we have time to deal with it today? Maybe. Actually. Yeah, screw it. We'll keep rolling. We'll see how this goes. So while I ramble about Go-Go and all of the internet theories around things, we'll try to do things and see how that goes to round out this episode. Welcome to the Opera House. It still exists. Help! Talk to the impresario. We could still read the score. This is more involved than I remember. Anyway, so Go-Go existing in both games, like, raised some of those, like, it raised some of those questions of the nonsense, what led to, like, Zelda timelines and other fan theories and things like that. One that I read is that, in all actuality, don't mind me ignoring the impresario for now, for just a moment more. Can't quite see things. A dragon is sitting smack in the middle of the stage. The dragon, you say? So, hey, remember how I said, cherub downs are useless? There's actually a reason for them. You know, I don't think he has anything to steal anyway, so... Where are those cherub downs? Meh, equipment changed. I think this is fine. I don't remember what you had before. You had the force armor for the various reasons of... Yeah. You know what, we'll keep you on Genji Armor for now, I think. Alright. We have a floating squad. Why do we have a floating squad? Well, this dragon happens to be the Earth Dragon. Don't press the wrong switch or... Dirt Dragon, apparently. So this guy uses Earth Magic, which is, you know, several types of a bummer, but really does not matter in the current sense. Let's see if this does anything. Because we are now immune to his Earth stuff because we can just float. Why we don't just cast float here, though, is he... has this thing called 50 Gs, where it's like, if he sees that somebody's floating, he will cast that to prevent them from floating. He also hits real dang hard, which is the biggest worry here. His horned... There's 50 Gs to... force people back onto the ground. Every time you hit him, he has a 33% chance to do that honed tusk, which is kind of mean. It is a, like, does 4 times damage. Never mind, he's dead. My party is actually, like, really strong, it turns out. Especially when Locke gets a critical and also like the chance time way more damage. 4 dragons left. Oh, looks like we're gonna have to save the day once again. Thank goodness. Oh, well that happened. All right. Where are you? Yes, your equipment change. Yes, we'll leave it as is. It seems fine mostly. You can have our sprint shoes for now so that we don't have to walk slow once I find the sprint shoes in this list. Alright, there we go. We have done things. And I have yet to ramble on about stuff. So let's actually step back inside so we have this backtrack. It's story time. So, back in yonder early internet days when, you know, people just put stuff out and it's like, you didn't have, I mean, you had GameFAQs for like a centralized source of like, I just want to know things, but you also had like the random websites where people would put together fan theories of things. And one such fan theory revolves around Gogo as a character. And because Gogo appears in both Final Fantasy V and Final Fantasy VI, that raises the question, well, are the Final Fantasy games actually connected via something instead of just, you know, new games, like an anthology series where it's just a new complete game every time. This is like kind of when we had the first big crossover, aside from like, oh yeah, characters named Sid, there's Biggs and Wedge and all the other stuff that is like staple to Final Fantasy. Anyway, so this fan theory that I remember, for whatever reason, was just like, okay, so Gogo exists between Final Fantasy V and Final Fantasy VI. What if Gogo is actually Cecil from Final Fantasy IV? After you know, saving the world there, he goes and becomes a master of mimicry and like learns all of the skills, not just like his stuff that he does in that game. And it was a stretch, but it was one of those things of just like, okay, so what if Gogo is actually Cecil, who like, you know, lived forever for reasons and did stuff and, I don't know, crystals, power, magic things, and then became Gogo in Final Fantasy V. And then, continue to be Go-Go into Final Fantasy VI, and like, what if this is actually Cecil? That's it. That's the entire point of the story. Is just like, boy howdy, fan theories were silly fun times back when they were just like, here's just a silly fun thing that I came up with, and like, what if that would be true? Wouldn't that be neat? And before it turned into just like this, like, I don't know, internet fan fights thing. Anyway, so the reason we wanted to go fight that dragon, aside from that dragon, is welcome to the Magus Rod. That is our ultimate weapon for Realm. Look at that, another 7 attack power, or magic attack power. Battle power, actually good. And then also that magic block chance, that's getting her up to an 89% chance. Also, we need to hand her that paladin shield at some point so she can also learn Ultima. Because she is going to be one of our mages, and this is almost her best layout for stuff. We might... Let's pop over to here real quick. There's a robe that I've been putting off buying because I'm not sure if it's actually worth doing, but this is not where it's at. It might be Miranda. Let's head over to Miranda. There is, I think it's either the light robe or the Tau robe. One is in Miranda. I think the other is in Thamasa. Sir, thank you. The Tau robe. Also, hey, look at that. We have you can see, we have a full roster down below. Let's just go ahead and buy 3 because why not? And hopefully this is like actually the robe that I want it to be. Let's find out. Arrange. So Tau robe has a +10 magic block chance. That is the thing, what it does. So that gets her up to a 99. There was also Force Armor that she can't wear, so that puts that out. I think we might just leave her at that, honestly. With the 89%, it's not perfect. We could get a little bit higher with the Tower Road, but we are giving up some magic power at that point. The Aegis Shield doesn't do much aside from just have like really good defense. So that gives her like really strong defense, really good magic block chance. Not quite that perfect block chance that it would be nice to have, but this is pretty dang good. The question is whether or not I want to give the Aegis Shield to Realm or if I want to give that to Terra. Right now Terra's still doing the 2-weapon thing, but we might bring her down off of that at some point. All else fails, we'll throw a Thunder Shield her way. Actually, she doesn't need a Thunder Shield because she does things, like she already has the magic, like, hey, ignore a lot of magic or lessen a lot of magic. Anyway, that's menuing time that I can do on my own time instead of while recording. So, well, hey, there we go. We have a very powerful realm. We have a full roster. I can finally start leveling again, which means I could take off that Moogle charm. It's been kind of nice for recording purposes of just like being able to go into these places and get things done and be done with them, as opposed to having to having to do all of these random battles while recording. So, well, hey, there we go. We have a full roster, but there's still several things to do. We have an awful lot of Espers that we don't have. If we look at this list, there's also 4 dragons remain, 2 of which are in Kefka's Tower. So there's still... Where are those 2? I can think of where one is. And, yep, okay, that's the other. So... me rambling has gone from this episode is too short to this episode is now too long. But here's the short version. We have several dungeons still to do. Things that are obvious, we have this tower, which this tower I'd really like to not Moogle charm my way through because that sure is cheating. Like this old tower where you can only use magic, it's a neat challenge, and I'd like to actually like play through it. Over here in South Figaro, there's South Figaro, they had mentioned, like, we know from various sources, including a guy that we paid 10,000 or 10 million or whatever, tons of gil, and then, you know, say it didn't save, so we never actually gave him the money. He does, hey, actually, Figaro Castle, there's something underneath the water, which if ever we go back to Figaro Castle and use the hay transfer back over to this desert instead of that desert over there, we'll hit a snag somewhere under the water and have a chance to go in and explore. There's an entire dungeon down there. So we've got the tower, we've got the thing under the water. We have... what do we have after that? There's, of course, Kefka's Tower, which I'm trying to decide if I want to do that all in one, or if we want to do a dive in at some point. That's a thing. I'm still curious if there is stuff in the back of these star-shaped mountains with the Phoenix Cave in the middle. I have thoughts. So I might do another dive there off camera just to make sure there's nothing there. And if there is something there, either A, I'll just mention it because it was uninteresting, or B, we'll do that dive again on camera. There's also Abbott's Rock. Strago and his old bud had a thing about this, so we've got this whole deal to check out. What else? There's also plenty of me running around on the veldt and learning things. This is Dinosaur Forest, by the way. It is terrifying. It is full of really mean enemies. But also, this is a great leveling spot. And now that I have everybody, and I found an extra Tentina bar somewhere along the way, and could have 4 experience eggs, there's just, I can go actually power level somewhere. Hooray! There's this guy's house, which we need to do at some point, and that was one of those things that was like, hey, go get all the characters first, so we have all the characters. We'll check in at that house at some point. Oh geez, what else is there? We already got Bum Rush. We've done pretty much everything in Narsh. There's still a few Coliseum things that I might be able to, you know, weasel out a win. Including getting that other Magus Rod. Alright, I flew right past it because it's like a small island over here now. We still need to do Doma. We can return to Doma, and we have Cyan, who has things, and this is a whole deal. That's the short version. This is going to be a time, and it is going to be a time featuring Cyan and a few others. So that'll be a thing, and hopefully fit into one episode. So that's kind of the big rundown of things left to do. We've got several dungeons left to explore. We've got a few events, and then we also have Kefka's Tower, which is itself a real big heck. Quite an adventure to be had. Anyway, I did save after the dragon. Yeah. If not, he was kind of a pushover in the end anyway. Surprise. He didn't even use earth magic. Like, he didn't even try. Boy howdy. Anyway. God, flying is still just a joy in this game. It makes me happy. Oh, and I've rambled on for way too many minutes. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Bryce. This has been VHS Play. Have yourself a lovely evening.